Hey guys, for those who don't know, THORChain is the world's leading Bitcoin DEX, and now you can use every Bitcoin wallet in the world and you don't have to connect it to a website. It's the same thing with Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Tron, Doge, and more. Eventually, you'll be able to swap any token from any wallet to any token. THORChain is turning into a full layer one liquidity engine where apps can be built on top of it. And the new app layer, Rajira, unlocks lending, perps, Bitcoin-backed stablecoin, token launchpad, NFTs, prediction markets, and so much more. You guys, THORChain isn't just a DEX. It is becoming the protocol of pure, uncensorable liquidity. Swapping on THORChain is permissionless. Anyone in the world can use it. There is no KYC and there are no block rewards on THORChain. 100% of the yield is real, and THORChain is currently deflationary with 5% of the revenue being burned. To swap on THORChain, go to thorchain.org, click on swap. New features and functionality will be added to the site over the next few months. If you encounter any issues, please submit a ticket with that email button on the site, please. THORChain's token is called Rune. That is spelled R-U-N-E. You don't need to buy or hold Rune to place a swap on THORChain, but the fees deducted from your swap are used to buy Rune, and this is the Rune that goes to liquidity pools and nodes as yield. THORChain has another token called TCY. This token is like a preferred stock where 10% of the protocol's revenue goes to these token holders. If you deposit crypto into savers or took out a loan on THORChain, make sure to claim your TCY token so you can start collecting this yield. And anyone can buy the TCY token on thorchain.org. Click on swap. Rune Bond, Rutar, this is a community shout out. We are looking for new node operators, guys. So if anyone out there has some technical skills, we would love to help you become a node operator. We got all the resources. Reach out to Runetard, that's R-U-N-E Tard on X, or myself, Kenton. We will get you directed. We will get you going, guys. And for those who don't have their Rune bonded, you should look into bonding your Rune. A great site to do that is runebond.com. Super easy. All you have to do is find a node, request a whitelist, and bond your Rune. Super easy, you guys. Lastly, guys, there is a THORChain community Telegram and Discord. You can learn all about THORChain, make lots of friends. To go to the links, go to @Thor Community account on X, @THOR Community. Guys, let's get this share. Let's get some more people. We are building some amazing things over here at THORChain. I love what's going. These live streams are now going to be the new normal. And again, thank you for everyone having patience with us as we learn this new software. It has been very fun. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and kick it to Kenton. Kenton, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. It has not been fun learning the new software. It's been frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got it. We're getting it going. We're getting it dialed in. We'll get every show we do, we'll get better. So thanks everyone for your patience, and THORChain community. Sorry for all the false alerts in the Discord with all the YouTube views. We get that's why we keep testing to make sure this works live. But I'm good, thanks. Maybe I said maybe I will give this a little recap of marketing stuff website in case people didn't hear it on Thursday. So let me I just look at my notes to remember. On the swap interface, permalinks are done. So like Bitcoin to Dogecoin, Dogecoin to AVAX, whatever, you'll be able to pre-populate the tokens in the box and then have a link to that. And so basically we can have a unique links for all the different pairs. And part of the goal for us doing that is we want to create dozens of different web pages for every unique pair, which should help with SEO. So if somebody ever searches, how do I swap AVAX for Doge or whatever, it comes up. And I get it. There's not going to be a million people doing that, but it's just apparently with SEO, the more pages we have on the site, the better. And so on just more chances for somebody to find us, right? And so who knows? Maybe some searching for how to swap Dogecoin on a DEX, and we start ranking, right? Because we have those Dogecoin pages or whatever, right? So that's the idea there. Streaming swap settings are kind of done. I think they can be better, the UI. So we're going to tweak them a bit. The limit swaps are almost done. The devs are having trouble on how to cancel orders. So they're trying to figure that out first before pushing them live. And then after those things are done, then we're gonna be working on the all the different features you can do on THORChain, like bond providing, node operator commands, liquidity, adding, withdrawing liquidity from the pools, claiming, staking TCY, your ability. We're gonna have a page where you can just write a custom memo, right? So it's all that functionality to write memos on THORChain. We want to have pages for those. So that'll be like the next kind of big update. And then the main website, we're getting closer to it being done, be totally revamped, reworded, restructured. And then the look of that, we're going to make the swap interface have the same looks, like same colors, same font, right? So it all looks like it's part of the same website. Hopefully it should all be done by end of February. Hopefully sooner, but like we're talking off camera with Valley. I was teasing them about developers, and they tell me things should take a day or two, and it takes like 10. So I'm baking in some buffer for me, but so I'm trying to. Hopefully, we're done before the end of the month to get the whole new website done. And then marketing wise, website wise, so we got the blog. Everything is moved over from Medium. So we've got like 7 different Medium authors. All the articles are brought over to the THORChain blog. And everyone's going to start posting there now going forwards. And even the Regira articles, Erudite's been great. Everyone's on board. And so the idea there is couple-fold. Again, SEO. We've got that's 500 more pages on the site. So it's 500 more ways for somebody to find THORChain and then come trade, right? And then we've got it all in one place, all the info. So it's easier for people, if they want to do any research or look into THORChain, it's all there. Instead of like on Medium, how do you know which authors to look at? And how do you know which ones are legit? Because there's scam authors out there with scam links pretending to be THORChain. And so at least from the user's point of view, they'd be like, okay, they can trust it's the THORChain.org. They can trust it's legitimate and use that. So that's done. That's going. Part of the new website, we will have a newsletter. So it's to be able to put out the links to the blog posts and maybe some other links to these spaces and stuff like that. But we want to build out a newsletter, just like we want to build out all the social channels, right? We need to reach people every which way we can. So, which reminds me, we've got the THORChain handle on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So please will give us a like, give us a follow. We have THORChain Contact on TikTok. And so please go follow us on those different channels because we need to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook before we can live stream there. So please go give us a follow. And then there's another quick thing. I've been getting further with CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, and we're kind of to the point where we're done updating stuff for free and they're starting to ask for money. So I'm trying to start negotiating with them. And hopefully I can do paid ads and spend money there to get them to update the stuff, the rest of the stuff. So working on that. So once we're done the site, like the main website, swap interface is pretty much there, almost there, dialed in. Then we start kind of go to phase 2, which is like focusing on paid ads, like trying to drive traffic to our site, right, to actually get users. And the idea was we want to clean everything up so that when we're paying to get users, they go to our website. It's looking good. They look us up in CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. It's looking good, right? So, we want to have our best foot forward, or at least, somewhat of our best foot forward before doing paid ads. Masari, we're having a dashboard go live there. And we didn't, and so that dashboard is again it's like public, anyone can look at it, use it, way to showcase THORChain to investors. But we didn't get that just for the dashboard. We were forced to get the dashboard because what we wanted was THORChain integrated into their system, so that when people are pulling up, when a research analyst is looking up metrics on blockchains, like number of users, number of addresses, revenue, all that kind of stuff. Now THORChain will start showing up. It'll start ranking. So to get us into that system, we also get a dashboard. I hope that makes sense. So so it's not so much that we wanted the dashboard. We wanted to get it integrated into their search results. And so that's why THORChain doesn't show up on all these other platforms. Like when you see on Twitter, a bar chart, of the highest revenue per day or whatever, blah blah blah. You always see Hyperliquid and stuff like that. Why isn't THORChain there? It's because we're not paying to be on those research platforms, and they're expensive. Like Masari was 80 grand for 1 year. And the Blockworks, they told me 125 grand. Artemis Token Terminal, they're like 100 grand. So it's expensive, guys, to get on all these. So I want to, we will. It's just we got to make more money first, right? I don't think it makes sense to do that yet. So I think it makes sense. We need to get users, get volume, do paid ads, get that going. Then we'll have more. If it's working, then we have more money to do those other platforms. But we did Masari just to get one. We thought it would be the biggest, the best. So we wanted to start with something. And yeah, so maybe I'll stop there. That's I think a pretty good update. And maybe we'll pass it over now to Valley. We got Valley here from SwapDK. It's a new integrator, a new
API aggregator.
API aggregator. They're using THORChain. So it's kind of just like SwapKit, just like LeoKit. THORChain, we have our own one that we offer. And, it's great to see other providers, right? Other people try to get, having their spin, get their product out there and get THORChain out there. And maybe just I'll keep going, Valley, if you don't mind. So when I started out this path last year to build the new swap interface for THORChain, I had several people reach out, like really supportive, really wanted to help, really eager and interested. And Valley was one of these people. And I do appreciate your interest in wanting to help and wanting to help build the site. We ended up using the Unstoppable devs. So, it wasn't like, just how it goes. It's kind of like picking someone for a team. Somebody gets picked last, right? And so it doesn't mean you're bad or anything like that. So hopefully there's no ill will, Valley. We just thought it was a better direction to go with someone else. But really stoked and awesome to see that you're still so interested and wanted to do something. You're like, all right, well, I'm going to build my own aggregator. And you did. And so here you are to tell us about it. And so maybe you can give us a bit more background about you and what bring us up to your building SwapDK.
Yeah. So hi everyone. Thanks Kenton, thanks Danny for the stage. I'm Valley, and I'd like to briefly introduce the SwapDK basically to everyone. And as Kenton said, SwapDK is aggregator. It's a dev-ready API and SDK cross-chain for cross-chain swap built on top of the THORChain, and it basically can bring to your interfaces, wallets, or whatever systems you use, swaps, better integration of all of this. Because we just started and we decided to build our own aggregator to make it more decentralized in THORChain, so it will be much more aggregators and much more offers to the community. So at the moment we support THORChain, MyChain, and Chainflip also almost done, and we will add few networks, I hope, every month. We also would like to make some good early bird offer to all THORChain community. So basically all THORChain interfaces who hear us now can DM me in Discord, and basically we will discuss special conditions for early birds. And I think it's very important to both of us because we need a lot of feedback for our new system. And for this feedback, basically, we will make good discounts. Also, THORChain were so kind and they made a channel inside the THORChain dev server on Discord. So it calls SwapDK. And we will post there our roadmaps and announcements. So everyone will be tuned up. And I hope you all guys will love our new project.
For people who want to reach out to you, can you share your Discord handle so they just know?
Yes, it's easy. It's just Valley0x.
Valley0x, right?
No, Valley0.
0x. I'm sorry, Valley0x. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Well, that's great, man. Awesome. Oh, go ahead, Kenton.
So Valley, what were you working on before you built this aggregator?
A lot of stuff. Basically, I'm familiar with THORChain from the beginning. We operated nodes. We made a lot of small stuff. We made a lot of big stuff. Some of them under NDA, so it's a little bit hard now to do it. But the most important part is that our team is very familiar with THORChain, so we know from the ground how it works. We know from the ground how my chain works. So when we decided to build the aggregator, it was about our experience. So we wanted to share our experience in something that we deeply understand. And I hope we've done it right.
There's a question here. Do you have an X account? Do you have an account on Twitter?
Still no. We are super fresh, but we will create one.
Okay. So do you guys have any? Do you actually have any wallets, any integrations, any partners lined up, or people you're thinking about reaching out to?
Yes, already a few interfaces reached us in Discord in direct messages, and basically they like it from what I understand from them, and I hope it will go forward.
So why should someone use SwapDK versus say SwapKit or LeoKit or someone else like another aggregator?
For now, because we are cheaper. In the future, because I hope we will manage to make it not only for swaps, but also for much more features that interfaces need. And we will put all this in our roadmap. So from the beginning, it's easy because we will be cheaper. But cheaper can't be just something that people follow it. So we are cheaper from the beginning, and we will add much more features that interface and wallets need, like on-ramps, off-ramps. Everything will be integrated in the SDK and so on. Also, I remember that we spoke about something like multi-swap. I still don't have a name for it, that when you need to swap few times in a row to get from one coin to another coin in one click. So we still figuring out how to do it, but it's also on our roadmap.
So you said like having features, like what kind of features would you add that on? Yeah.
On the phase 2, we are thinking about off-ramps, basically. We found a good supplier of credit cards that can be topped up with crypto, and it can be done without KYC on small amounts, and of course with KYC on bigger amounts. But basically, what people will be able to do, they will be able to load the card with crypto directly from the SDK to get this card, to use it online, and then to order a new one. And I think we will make it flow seamless integration. So all the interfaces who will work with us will get this feature. And from my experience, it's super important because mostly on-ramps are easy, off-ramps are much more complicated.
Interesting. So people will be able to basically effectively spend their crypto using your API.
Yes, the interfaces who will work with us will be able to deliver this feature to their clients.
Yeah, but they'll be able to create a debit card through your API.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Like, are you familiar with Bior Labs? They're going to be on next week, and I think they're doing something like that too. Is it kind of the same idea what you're doing?
Maybe, but let's see.
Okay. You're not familiar with them?
No.
Okay. All right. Shoot, I wanted to ask something else. So, you mentioned about asking or adding other chains or other exchanges. What exchanges are you looking at adding? And have you considered, are you open to adding any like centralized exchanges? Like we had Let's Exchange on the other day. Was it last week now? And these all blend together for me. And they, they're supposed to be decentralized aggregator, but there's still some element of centralization somewhere. But they offer no KYC swapping of Monero. And so I'm curious if you guys would add something like that to your.
It's tricky. I don't know if we want to deal with something like that. We can consider it, of course, and if it will be a demand, we can definitely add it. But it's not on our roadmap.
Okay.
But still, because we are new and basically interfaces can reach us, everyone can say, hey guys, we want that and that and that. So we will aggregate all these feedbacks and we will deliver what they want. In the end, this is the business.
Yeah.
Can I ask a follow-up to Kenton? So when you say it's tricky, do you mean from the fact of it's tricky on the ethos layer? Like, should you choose centralized exchanges, or are you saying it's tricky because it's a privacy coin involved, specifically with Let's Exchange?
It's tricky because it's a privacy coin involved.
Got you.
So, and it's like when you say, is it because you're just worried about potential blowback, or there is some actual regulatory legal reason you don't want to touch it?
No, we are not now familiar with any regulatory issues, but they might be, and it's much more destructive to remove something from to add something. So when we deal with something like a privacy coin, we need to consider from the beginning that we will remove it. So this is under consideration. Should we do it from the beginning?
So I know when you deal with a lot of banks, they're happy to deal with people involved in crypto businesses, whatever, so long as you're not touching privacy coins. So I'm wondering if that might be maybe a sticky point for you, that if you're offering ability to off ramp onto debit cards, somehow you're touching a bank. You're involved with the bank somehow, and it'd be them that have a problem with the privacy coins. And
yes, it might be an issue also.
Yeah, I think this is why we see all these exchanges delisting Monero. It's because their banking partners are saying, we're not going to bank you if you're supporting privacy coins. So I'm assuming that's why we keep seeing these sexes delist Monero. Okay, cool. So, one of the things that SwapKit, my understanding is their value proposition, why they get integrated, is they offer wallet screening, and they have like their own kind of proprietary way to screen wallets in addition to whatever.
Yes, we do the same, but from the beginning we are doing with third party. I think basically everyone doing it with the third party. We will see how it works. It's very important part also. maybe in the future we will screen the wallets with few third-party services and not with one.
Okay. What if a wallet or integration doesn't want to do screening? Can they turn it off? Or do you kind of force them? No, if you're using us, you have to do screening.
For now, they can turn it off. In the end, this is their clients.
Yeah.
I don't see any need for them to use it.
Okay.
What kind of primitives are you going to be so like, we had the app layer coming on THORChain. Are you guys going to be offering like any of that stuff like perps and lending and money markets and things like that?
We might offer that. I'm not sure. The most important part is that basically the interfaces, when they will integrate it, it will be absolutely clear what they are doing. So the app layer is a little bit much more complicated. And still, as the rest of the features, if it will be a demand, we will do it. In the end, the mission is to cover as much more interfaces and wallets as possible.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I think I've heard from people is they when they have like a swap kit API aggregator, swapping different routes. But I'm curious, like, from your perspective, like, because now there's more API aggregators coming online, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was like the original, like I think SwapKit was probably one of the first, but now we have LeoKit and now we have you, and then we're gonna have more. I mean, that's like, where do you see this going? Like, if you are a wallet like Trust Wallet or something like that, do you think they're going to aggregate API aggregators? You know what I mean? Where they have like actually a bunch, and then maybe they can like source quotes from the API aggregators, and like, will there be a competition for individual interfaces, you think, for API aggregators themselves? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that makes sense because I don't really understand the coding logic behind that. But
yeah, it might happen because there is no problem to aggregate aggregators. Because aggregators also aggregate aggregators on the backend. So in the end, yes, basically some interface can use two aggregators and create some rules and get quotes and decide to whom to send it. So yes, it's an open world. Why not?
I like it. I like that competition. I love that, man. So, if you guys are offering, cheaper, all right, because you're newer, you want to, get some market share, want to get in there. I think that's a great strategy, right? That's how you get your foot in the door for me. So, I love to see it. I'm excited to see what you guys do.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenton, were you trying to say something? I want to make sure I kick it to you. If not,
no. But I do. I have a follow-up question. If you don't want, if you're
go
done.
ahead.
So did you write the code from scratch, or did you fork it? Did you? Yeah. How did?
No, we wrote the code from the scratch for our backend, the swap engine, and the admin panel for everything. The SDK, we took the open source SDK from SwapKit. Basically, they have the Apache license, so it's allowed. And also, it's basically...
Did you give the proper accreditation?
Of course.
Okay.
And basically, for the interfaces, it's easy. They just need to change the NPM from SwapKit to SwapDK, and it will work.
Cool. So over time, is yours? You're going to keep yours open source then too, right? That's part
of course
the deal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The front, the back end part, you keep closed source.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We got a question here from the audience.
We do.
Will you offer memoless and limit swaps?
Yes, it's on the roadmap.
Okay. Right on.
How do the swaps work now? Do you have streaming swaps, or how does that work?
No, for now it's just simple swaps. Streaming swaps will be added soon, of course. we just write code about 16 hours per day every day, and we have done that in 3 months.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a hard thing. Like someone like Kenton and myself, we don't code, right? We're not developers, and we couldn't even hope to become them because I think AI is going to replace us all in that field, right? So, yeah, it's interesting to hearing, how hard you guys have to work to code. I mean, I definitely understand that you have a projection, and then it's hard to get the time right because there's so many unknowns, right? Like
Yeah,
you're right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey man, I've been spending some time on Claude to help me code.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and yeah.
You
Gotten a few
can.
things. Created some dashboards on Dune to look up some data. I'm trying to get the logos on Ledger updated, the THORChain logos, and I got to submit PRs for that, and so I keep screwing them up. But I'm getting there slowly but surely.
Would you guys
Yeah.
use AI tooling to help you at All Valley, like to double check your code or anything like that?
Of course, it's smart to use AI. It saves a lot of time, and basically, it's enjoy you as a developer. But I think there is a lot of time when should pass before it will change the developers.
Okay, so when it comes to your API aggregator, now there's a lot of people in various specific communities that just they're not part of SwapKit, they're not part of LeoDeck. Like I think there's a lot of people on XRP, for example. They have their own wallets they build, but they're kind of they only do XRP token. Is like, you think there's an angle there where you can branch off to these people and see if they want to get involved and maybe explore the cross-chain sphere a little?
We have a little bit different approach about marketing. We are now there is a lot of like wallet constructors. Like if you want a wallet, you don't need to build it from scratch. You can use a lot of providers. So basically, we are now approaching a lot of these providers and offer them to use our service under the hood in their wallet constructors. So basically, a good chance that part of them will agree for our offer, and when someone will build a wallet with their services, they will use our services under the hood. So it's just, I think it's a good expansion.
Gotcha. Okay. Did you have a follow up on that, Kenton?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to make sure Valley, is there anything that we have missed so far? Because sometimes we glance over something. We'll make sure that we cover is there anything that we haven't asked you, or you want to make sure we dial down?
I don't know. Maybe the audience have some questions.
Yeah, audience, I sent out the link if you want to join the space. No one's come up. If you have any questions, or if you can type them out in the group chat, and then you don't have to come up to ask a question. You can just type them out in the chat. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah. Anyway, we have the Swap-DK channel on THORChain Devs Discord server and the SwapDK.com website, so you can find all the necessary information about us. And I'm available in direct messages in Discord. So I think if we forgot to cover something, they will ask.
Do you have a standard fee that you offer to new integrators, or is it like a negotiated thing? Like, how does that work?
No, we want to offer a standard fee like 0.1, but the special offer will be applied to all of the community. And we are going to go below.
Nice. Okay, awesome. So 10 basis points, right?
Yes.
So okay, perfect. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah. I love to see it. And so we have, it's the beginning of 2026, right? Where do you guys see yourself at the start of 2027? Like where would you want to be after a year, would you say?
All the THORChain community interfaces uses SwapDK.
Heck yeah. All right. That's bold. I like that. You guys have completely taken over and dominated. I love it.
So are you gonna are you going to go, like, obviously SwapKit is the main one, the big one. Are you gonna go to all the wallets that have SwapKit and go try and get yours in there? Is that your
No,
plan?
we are not going to approach them directly, but for sure we will be there, and they are welcome to come to us.
Okay. Oh, I remember. So what's the logic on your routing the trade? You're just gonna be looking for the cheapest platform, or are you gonna have any other logic in how you source the trade?
No, for the beginning, we will be definitely the cheapest platform, and I think we will keep it like that. But we will force it with additional features like ramp off and so on. And I think all of this together should work.
Do you factor at all time? Like how do you foresee? Like, yeah, okay, you'll pick the cheapest swap version, but does your choosing the provider, does it take time into calculation at all? Like, if an hour to 10 minutes?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but for now, no.
Okay, so it's just price. Cheap. If you can offer it the cheapest, that's the selected route.
Yes, mostly people want the cheapest. It doesn't matter about the price. We will see the feedbacks, and of course, we will act accordingly.
I'm curious, from your perspective, you guys are going to be collecting data analytics. So one thing I would be really interested in seeing is, like, whether it's my protocol, THORChain, or whatever you source the swap from, you'll have the quote, right? And then you'll have the actual income, or I'm sorry, not the income, the actual result of that quote. I was wondering, are you guys going to collect that data analytics to see, like, which protocol is closer to the quote that they're offering to the actual execution of that quote? Does that make sense? Like, and then based on that information, could you let's say like my protocol was the best, right? They offer a quote, it's the most accurate, right, the delta between those things. Would you then factor that in?
We are trying to collect as less data as possible. And we will do it transparent. We will have some accessible dashboard or something like live.swapdk.com, and basically all the metrics will be there.
I'm not saying you want to collect data like addresses and stuff, but like could you just like collect like just maybe like a quote? Who cares what the address says? Who cares? And then the results of that. And
you mean executed or not?
I'm so sorry, I didn't catch what you said there.
You mean the quote and if it's executed or not?
The quote and then the result of the execution. Like if you have $1,000 swap and you're going to get $990 of a stable coin, right? And then you swap and actually you only got $980 of the stable coin, right? There was a difference between
accuracy.
Accuracy.
Yes. Accuracy. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We didn't thought about it, but we will. It's a good idea.
Yeah, because that's something that I think about a lot. Is I just wonder, like, the accuracy, right? Because making a quote's a quote, right? Like I say, yeah, I'll do it for this X amount, but then at the end, it's like when you hire a contractor, right? Yeah, I'll paint your house for $1,200, or maybe they're doing a footer and you're building a building, and then we hit a mountain, we got to drill. It's going to cost $500. You see what I'm saying? Like,
well, you have a developer writing code. It keeps telling you, oh, it'll be a day or two, and then it's
right.
Yeah. That's why these guys want to compare the accuracy of the quotes to the actual execution, because the devs don't like that.
Developer accuracy feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea actually. I will write it down. It's basically a very good idea.
Because that, I mean, it is important to the end user, right? Like, and that should be.
Yes, because sometimes you see something that, okay, I will choose this protocol because it's cheaper, but in the end, it's not.
And that's something that the THORChain community has been crying about now for, I don't know, going almost 2 years now, I think, is that apparently THORChain quotes and Maya, I think, are like they're spot on. Like that most they deviate like 0.1% type thing. And whereas compared to some competitors, they might deviate up to 1%, like 10 times be less accurate. And often it's in that fake quote that they get the swap, and then they end up getting the user gets a worse price than had they gone through THORChain. And THORChain's suffering because we are actually providing accurate quotes. So anyway, just some food for thought. But you'd think the interface, the wallet, the whatever, they should be demanding the most accurate quotes, because then they're putting their users at a disservice if they keep giving them.
Yes, and we can make accuracy as a parameter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, like that's the beginning, right? I mean, it's customer service, it's raw customer service. And the last thing we want to do is to create an environment where then people are fudging their quotes, right? So there has to be like some enforcement factor here where, okay, you give us your quote, let's see what it is. And then the result of the quote's like, hey, right, there's a spread here that's right, it's pretty inaccurate. And there has to be some feedback mechanism. Otherwise, we're just like DeFi in itself is not going to gain legitimacy. Like we have to have, in my mind, a standard. We have to have a standard that we apply, like, you know, and there has to be some sort of enforcement mechanism. And I know it's like this is the beginning of the industry. Like this is not a criticism on any other aggregator whatsoever. It's really hard. Like it's super complicated to do all this stuff. But you know, you guys are new, right? And I think that might be a really good way for you to shine. I think is to show that you are making a proactive attempt to give not only your partners, the people you are partnering, the best deal, but also the customers that use those specific interfaces.
Yes, you are absolutely right. It's a great feature, and we can make it not only as a parameter, we can show it basically on the API, and they can show it on the interfaces. So when you try to swap, it gives you quotes, and then it says, okay, this one probably accurate, but this one, there is only 90% accuracy, so the quote might be 10% higher. Pay attention.
So you're going to have like an admin panel interface for the wallets to use to integrate SwapDK, right?
Yes, we have it already.
So in that interface, can you keep track of all the swaps? You can keep track of the quotes and the execution, so they'll actually be able to see each individual trade if they want to see how accurate it is.
Yes, we can do it. We also can make one without the wallets and the numbers public. So basically, everyone will be able to see the accuracy of every protocol.
Because I would think that would be interesting for the wallets to see and know, and it might help. I don't know what the other aggregators do, but that might help you compete with the other aggregators. Say, listen, we're trying to give your users the best price, and we can prove it or demonstrate it. I don't know if the other aggregators do anything like that, but I would think as a wallet,
I never seen that, but it's a great idea.
Yeah, because as a wallet, if I'm trying to do the best for my users, I want to get them. Obviously, you want the best price, but you want more. I think it's more important to do what you say you're going to do. Have the quote be as accurate to reality as possible. I would think is more important, because there's nothing worse than I've done it myself too. I place a trade and it's like it's 3% off. It's like, what the hell? Like, so
yeah, I think I think to me this is like one of the more important things, honestly, is it's a sign of maturity, it's a sign of sophistication, it's a sign that our technology is better than TradFi. Like when we have a quote, we are super close to quote. Of course, like THORChain, it's arbitragers, right? That's beyond our are under control, but the system itself, this anonymous group of arbitrageurs, is so reliable, so dependent that it works, because the first principles of just normal market dynamics protect you as the end user. It's like they want to give you the best quote. They're competing to help, you know, balance the pools to facilitate your trade. Right. And yeah, this is something I think about a lot, and I totally agree with Kenton saying here, is that to me is one of the most important things that we could do as an industry. Is just add that layer, right? That's our selling point. Like when people get rugged on FTX, or, you know, they're maybe like on the app layer, like the enshrined Oracle design, how it didn't, like October 10th, I think it was, and our enshrined Oracle design worked really well. Like that is, I think, our key selling point is our reliability. Is you don't need a centralized entity. In fact, it's better not to have one.
And it also helps. It would help THORChain compete properly. If there are other platforms that are providing.
I know what you mean. If someone will see the accuracy and he will say, okay, this one is accurate, and this is why it's not the first one, so maybe it's much better to use it. Or maybe we can design the system in the way that the most accurate will be on the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
That actually would be really, really cool, because
that's
like
interesting. Yeah,
that would be really cool, because check it out. Like, okay, let's say you have, let's just call them Giga Swap, some random swap, they, you know, their fork of whatever, right? And if their quotes are inaccurate, THORChain, how do we compete? If we're determined to be honest, we have to lower our fees, right? And so it's kind of poisonous for us. It's like they're poisoning your well or whatever, because you are arbitrarily, you are reducing your own fees to compete with a quote that's not real. And they can make the quote whatever they want. So I think accuracy, I think that might be the coolest thing. Like, you know, we are the most accurate, because you may get a quote that's cheaper, but right, that doesn't mean anything. What is the actual execution of that? I think there's something there, you guys. I that would make me feel good if I could look at a number and say, I know this number's real. I'm fine with that. Because like Kenton said, if there's a 3% spread on what he thought he was going to get, it's like, what the hell? What, you know, that's not what we agreed upon.
Yeah, it's a good selling point. It's also a good system interface, because we supply something that's real. And if I know that some protocol could supply fake quotes, I can mark it up and I can take him a little bit down. So everything will be real. Like people will be able to see it like, okay, I get the quote the 10% higher, but the accuracy is 10% low, so it will be below.
I love it.
Good point. I love it. We will do it.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So Valley, I forget. Do you have a website yet?
Of course, SwapDK.com.
SwapDK. Okay. So yeah, think about these things, the features that you have that you want to add, because on the new THORChain website, we want to have. We're talking about, you know, for like the ecosystem partners, to have like a unique page for each partner, and just kind of like a description of who they are, what they're doing. You know,
I think we have the link on the ecosystem already. The familiar will help us with this.
You have a link to your website, yeah, but we want to have like an actual page for each partner, not just a link, like an actual page. And so, you know, we'll obviously include you. So just giving you a heads up, and then, you know, I'll come to you eventually at some point to ask you for a summary that we can put on our website. It looks like we got somebody joined. Someone joined in the waiting room, or did they leave?
I didn't see a notification for it.
No, I thought somebody was coming up to join this, but they left. Let's see here. Do you guys
there's a question from the community here. Do you guys currently actively run a node? You did mention you did answer the question about being invested in the THORChain community in the early days, but do you guys run nodes currently?
Yes.
Or maybe, awesome. Very good. Very cool. All right. We
Okay,
have
Jero, I added you to the chat here.
Can you hear me?
I can
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask a question just in the chat, but I couldn't figure it out. Vali, you mentioned that there will be debit cards without KYC up to a certain amount, right?
Yes.
And I wanted to ask, is that even like legal or possible in the EU?
I have no idea about EU, but there is a MiCA law, and I think everything under 1,000 euro is okay. But don't get me wrong, I'm not a lawyer.
That's my understanding as well, because they have other teams and they're building around that same framework of $1,000. So I think, from what I understand colloquially, that's what I understand as well.
Yeah. So when we have checked the MiCA law, it was about 1,000 euro per transaction. So of course the cards will be debited for less than 1,000 euro, and the provider of the cards also should be on the legal side. Otherwise, everything will be blocked.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Thanks,
you-
Jero.
You're welcome.
I don't remember. Did you guys have a time frame for the debit card? I apologize if you said it and I don't remember.
No, I said that we are going to implement it in phase 2 or phase 3. But we are right now building the roadmap, and we will publish on the Discord channel, so everyone will see it, and it will be available there.
Nice, very cool. I actually do recommend that we are going to have another team next week. It's been said in the comments here. I know this is your space, but it might be really worth listening to, because they can, we're going to ask a lot of those questions about the legal framework. So there's probably going to be a lot of nuggets information there that you guys can use as well, because I think they have a banking license, if I remember correctly. Sorry if I'm wrong about that, but I thought that's what it was. But yeah, I think it's great. Because you're bridging this gap between DeFi, these DEX aggregators, that and the average person, right? Like, this is where
Yes, this is exactly what needed, because you trade with the money and then you need to do something with it. So the best thing to do with the money is spend it.
Right. I mean, that's been always the problem, is like, okay, I've got these coins, I've got these stables or whatever. How do I use it? Right? How do I pay my bills with this? Right? Like, and so it's really cool to see that you and others you're taking this on, and I'm really excited to see where this goes from here. I think the era of sophistication, like maturity, is coming, ramping. Right? I'll be really excited to see when we can capture a significant market share of just general usage for cash. Right? Like, it becomes the cash that you actually own. Okay, so the bank is the intermediary. You have your own, because then, okay, so if you have a crypto, how it works is the crypto goes to the bank and then they facilitate the payment on the fiat side, right? Is that how it works? Am I thinking
No, it should work. The architectural design will be like you have a API call for a debit card. So it's asked for an amount. You say, okay, we'll deposit 500 USDT or something else, doesn't matter. Then you deposit it and you get back the virtual credit card.
Is the card going to be refillable, or do you have to issue a new one?
We still need to figure out, but I think not.
Okay. So you deposit, you'll get a card with a certain amount of money on it, and then you'll use it so far, but to be determined if you can. Okay.
Yes, we need to figure it out, because we also had the concern that basically you can top it up with let's say 500 and then to spend 490 and stuck with a 10. So we need to see how all this will work. And of course, it will be a documentation for this. So when we will know, everyone will know.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Are you limited to like somehow 'cause there's different rules for people in Europe versus North America on like what kinds of debit cards they can get or how many they can get a day or per month or something like that. Like, is that like I forget how does it work if you're not doing any KYC? How do you know which card to give people and how often you can do it?
Basically, it's always Visa.
Okay. But are you limited? Like how many of these cards you can create? Like you said, it's $1,000 limit, right? Who's
Yeah.
giving? Where is that limit coming from? Who's telling you it's $1,000?
The suppliers. It's a. I think it's something regulatory. It's not only about Mika because it's not EU, but I think there is something in their rules that up to 1,000 it might be okay, and there is no too many checkups, and more. So you need to make a KYC and so on and so.
What rules? The rules in Brazil? Who's writing these rules?
I'm not so familiar with banking, so it's really hard to answer these questions.
Is it someone else on your team is dealing with this? Then they're setting it all up.
No, we just started it. We found the supplier who can do it. We have started the negotiations to add it to our service, and we still need to figure out how everything works.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I think it's a good angle. I mean, I think it's a smart thing to do, right? I'd be curious because it's $1,000 limit. So if you had like $1 million on an address, you could just make $1,000 gift cards repeatedly if there would be any issue with that, right? I'd be curious on how that all shakes out.
Yeah, in the end, you will not come to the shop and you will not buy a Lambo with $1,000 credit cards. Like, okay, let's do it 300 times. It's designed to spend your coins in some nice way and for small buys like grocery or bills or something.
Yeah. When I was younger, we one of my first times to Vegas, we got bottle service. We got a concierge guy to like organize it for us and everything, and we all had to pay like I don't know, it's a few $100 each up front to give this guy to get us in the door, get us a table, get us a bottle of bottles. And we were literally counting out $1 bills at one point. Like we had 1s and 5s and 10s to get up to like $2,000. So we could go get bottle service at this club. And I don't know, the host or the waitress or whatever, she's like, what is what is this? It's like a wad of small bills. And I go, we just scraped together everything we could. We were poor. So I'm just imagining somebody going to a Lamborghini dealership with like 275,000 in 275 individual debit cards to pay for a Lambo.
Just swiping again and again and again.
And it's virtual credit card, so you need to add them first to your Google Wallet or Apple Wallet.
Oh man. Well, I mean, you're at a car dealership for a while, right? Maybe they would. I don't know.
Money's money.
They're getting paid, right? Whatever,
like
dude.
It takes a little bit longer, so be it. Like, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah,
it's not like everyone's buying a Lambo every day. So
no. Yeah. What's funny is I think this might be something that's so enjoyable. I wouldn't be surprised if that limit gets raised because the people who are making the rules are like, wow, actually it's pretty useful, but damn, it sucks having only $1,000, particularly in place. So maybe that I could foresee it where it actually goes up. I hope it does because $1,000 is not $1,000 doesn't get you very far anymore relative to what it used to get.
Yes, but I think this is why
in Vegas. That's
right, I know.
Yes, but I think this is why it's without KYC. It's like it's not the amount is not big enough to disturb anything. So this is why I think this is why it's possible.
Yeah, but it's like, and there's a common saying now in my own country, like people are calling $100 bill the new $20 bill because that's just what it feels like. You know what I mean? You go get groceries or whatever, and you get 5 things, and it's just like, okay, I just lost $100. What just happened? You know what I mean? And so I think I would not be surprised if the non KYC limit went up. I mean, I think it's useful. It's really, really useful, man. Super useful.
Yeah, I also think it will be a great feature.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like that's the future of wallets. Is they're going to become mini neobanks, and you need to be able to on and off ramp to fiat. And so, yeah, I think what you're doing, what others are doing, I think that's like Thor Wallet's doing that, Beer Lab's doing that, like, and you're going to help wallets be able to do that. Like, I think that's the key. It's the on and off ramps is the sticky part with crypto, where everybody gets held up. And once those become easier, I think that's where we're going to get the next flood of money and users coming into crypto. And who knows? Like I keep thinking, like maybe it's the other way around. Maybe instead of on and off ramping to fiat, it's everyone's going to, instead of having the ability to off ramp to fiat, everyone's going to have the ability to on ramp
To accept crypto.
to accept crypto. Yeah, accept stable coins basically. So like, if everyone starts accepting stable coins, then we don't need the on and off ramp anymore. We just need to be able to swap into stables. And then, which is obviously THORChain and, SwapDK is going to make very easy. And so part of me wonders if the real adoption is going to be all these retailers accepting stable coins. And then it'll be really easy to spend your crypto. So interesting to see how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, there would be more. Well, how would that work then? You would be, I guess, then if they accept stables, and then the new friction point, and it wouldn't be big of a friction point, but that they would want to know the fiat conversion to stables, right? Because then there wouldn't be much flow in the opposite direction anymore. It would just be all. I would think so.
Yes, but
why would you go back to fiat?
With accepting the stable coins, it's tricky also between countries because then you are going to geopolitics. It's like why USDT is not working in Europe because they don't want to move funds into Europe and so on and so on. So basically, the idea is good. Everyone will use stable coins, but in the end, it will fall up to some digital dollar or digital euro, digital yen.
Well, Valley, yeah, maybe I don't know if we're running out of things to talk about here. Is there anything else you want to discuss?
I don't know. I think we covered everything, and we found this accuracy features that looks good to implement. So
Yes.
thank you for that.
Yeah. I just my experience as someone who makes swaps and right, like the customer, like what does the customer want? I just like. If I just have an agreement, it's like a contract or anything else in life, I think I want my expectation to match the reality. That's all I want. If I click swap, I've accepted the terms, right? And what's cool sometimes, like THORChain, you actually, if the price moves a certain way, you can actually get more BTC, more stables, right? That can work in a direction, and that's okay. Of course, if you give me more than I'm asking for, that's great. But man, never less if you can. I think it's okay. Like if I get like $1,000 swap and it's off by 20 cents, I'm like, I don't care. It's whatever. Right. But it's that 3% spread, that 1% spread, that just gives me such a negative thing. And I think, what Kenton spoke about, I think that might be a big holdup for us people getting people off centralized exchanges, because maybe they did come to DeFi at one time. Maybe they gave it a shot and they got burned and they went right back to centralized exchanges. And so,
basically, central exchanges make it so hard to understand how much you paid for a commission. So basically, some novice user can't really understand what's going on because they don't really show the commission. The commission is different. In the end, you need to calculate a lot of stuff to understand what's going on. So with centralized exchanges, it's not absolutely clear also.
Yeah. But it's like, I think you said Kenton Binance is like what, 10 basis points for a swap. And if they can deliver that consistently, and the moment they dip their toe into DeFi and they're paying 50 basis points a percentage, they go right back. So I'm really glad to hear that, you guys are building this. And man, I wish you guys luck. I'm excited to see what you guys do.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Valley. And I was just thinking, whenever you get your first actual integration wallet, let us know. You know, we can have you back and that wallet too. And yeah, wishing you success. Hopefully, you get some traction. Yeah, man.
Cool. Yeah, we'll keep you posted.
Apprised, updated, keep us informed.
Yeah,
Yeah, buddy.
exactly.
And I posted the links to everybody. You can go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, at THORChain on Facebook, at THORChain on Instagram, at THORChain on LinkedIn. I'll put that one too. Oh,
And make an account, guys.
And then at THORChain Contact on TikTok. And we need 1,000 followers on each platform so we can live stream there.
Guys,
Yeah,
make
cool.
an account.
We need to find some social media manager, and we will make all the social media accounts. But we were so busy to write this code, so all the rest a little bit postponed.
No
I
worries.
understand. Yeah, I get it.
get
And guys, and shout out to you guys on the community. Please just, even if you don't have an account like on TikTok or whatever, just make one and just follow the account. Grab your mom's phone. If your mom's still around, your dad's phone, make an account on their thing and then follow the social media. Like you guys, we want to get where we're able to stream on all the social media accounts because, if you guys are bullish like us, you know what we're building here. Success is going to be coming and we want to be ready. We want to have access to all these social media accounts. So, shout, this is where the power of community, guys. There's, hundreds, thousands of you guys. You can get us over the top. So please do that. Very, very important that we do that because I want to be ready. I want to be locked, loaded, ready to go. Once we get some serious swap volume, got some cool primitives to share, and then we can reach literally everyone in the world technically on social media platforms. So please do that. Do that. Okay, Kenton, what do you think? Is it about time to wrap this sucker up?
I think so. I think so. Feels like we ran out of stuff to talk about, Valley. And it's nice to do one of these that aren't 2 or 3 hours long. So if you're cool, we'll start wrapping it up.
Okay. Yeah.
And thank you very much for coming on, and thank you for just answering our questions straight up. I really appreciate that. When we wrap them up this short, it's actually a good thing. Right, because that means there's really not much controversy. You answered the questions very well, and it was efficient, and we got it done. So heck yeah. Okay, guys. So next Saturday, we're gonna have I don't know if it's Bior Labs or Bior Labs. I'm so sorry, I keep forgetting which one it is. But where they're gonna be coming back, they're gonna have a launch. We're gonna be talking with them, and then the next Saturday, February 14th. We're going to have Auto Ruggiera from the app layer coming, guys, which is like an automated primitive allowing you to do all the stuff on the app layer itself. And right, it just automates everything. Super, super cool. A lot of people are building really amazing things on that. So check out for that. And if you guys have any topics or there's any teams that we feel like we haven't talked to a while, please reach out. We'll get you scheduled, right? We've already got we're in talks with some other people, but reach out. If you got something cool you're building, you think you have something you want to share, just reach out and we'll get you on the show. So that's just how it's going to be. All right, guys. Valley, thank you so much. Kenton, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll catch you next time. Later, guys.
Later. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. A bientôt.